So that's kind of frightening, because at any moment, if somebody were to hack into those devices, you could be affected by it. Now those are called white hat hackers. Those are people that help out companies trying to find their exploits in order to get the companies to close up some of those loopholes that people can't get into. But you never know where the next exploit is or when somebody will get to it. So you should always be aware that at any moment, anything that's digital, anything that turns on can turn off. And that all those things have always been on-off switches for all of time. And so as we move to the future, please be aware that the more we become reliant on digital technologies, the more we become embedded in internet communication via social media, the less we are reliant on the way that things used to be. And not to say we should go back. That is not at all what I'm claiming. What I'm saying is that we have to think about a more well-rounded view, not just reliance on these things, because in the end, what we're really doing is relying on corporations. We're relying on companies that deliver this to us. We don't have any say in it. Somebody out there actually has the ultimate say in how we get these technologies done and how they're working and how they interact with us. Not us, the technologies. And all that data is being quantized for a reason. And in the end, it brings us to something called the singularity, which is something that's proposed, but at some point, the singularity is a term borrowed from physics. It's really the point where if you were traveling toward a black hole and you pass the event horizon, that's the point where the black hole begins, we literally have no idea what happens after that moment. So it's called the singularity, it's that moment. And in your lifetime, supposing the 2030s at this point, Elon Musk wants to make it in 2026 with the Neuralink. That's a more advanced version of this topic. But in your lifetime, we're going to find a point where humans, a machine can think at the human level, or a human will be merged with a machine one way or another. And that is the moment we have no idea what happens next. But it will be within your lifetime. So you should know that you should be aware of that happening. Because every day we advance with Moore's Law. Every day the Turing test is fought. Once a year there's an actual Turing test, and every year the robots get closer and closer to winning. So at some point, not only will they win, but they'll succeed. And that's a point where we have to know that there's a change in the way we have to understand us as people. In the past, when there was droughts, or when there was, I'm borrowing this from Yuval Harari's Homo Deus. In the past, when there was droughts, or there was problems with the environment, you would pray or you would hope for better. Now, we would just fix it. We use machines to fix the way the world works. We could genetically modify organisms in order to make things work better. We are now in control of the environment around us, until the robots are. So, I do hope you enjoyed these lectures, and I hope you enjoyed the class. I'm going to leave you with a YouTube clip of a robot that basically composes its own EDM music, and I hope you enjoy it, and I think you should download the album because the robot does a really good job with it. The final paper will be based on the movie Lo and Behold by Werner Herzog. It's a documentary, and it's a question that you'll be asked in text about how you think digital media itself affects you and what you think it will affect in the future and how much you are working with that. So you'll have a little more specifics in the description. But thank you again for taking the class, and thank you again for listening to all these lectures and watching all the films and doing all the analysis. I really appreciated your time. Thanks a lot.